Welcome, everyone. It is Thursday, February the 13th. I am Coleman Scott. His name is Caden Holmes, and this is episode number 121 of Talkin Kentucky, here on a beautiful night in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where it dropped like 30 degrees in between yesterday and today, which I'm not happy about. I was already getting in my summer mode, but it's still snowing up there in Kentucky. So, Caden, Hope you're having fun with that. Well, I mean, it's not currently snowing, but there's still snow on the ground, I assume,
Okay.
or,
Well, not here. Not where I'm at. Maybe in your neck of the woods, but it's just been raining the last few days here in Bowling Green.
Danville got it the worst, I think. I think, like, anywhere in central and eastern Kentucky, they've really gotten slammed this year, it seems like, with snow, like, just dumping over there.
Yeah, all the videos Josh have sent, they have been getting slammed.
Why do you think it, like Danville in particular, like they always seem to get the most snow? Like when that big, polar vortex, whatever they called it, came through over Christmas, they were like, yeah, Danville's about to get slammed. And then, last week when it snowed, or I guess it was earlier this week when it snowed randomly, they're like, yeah, Danville's going to get the worst. What do you think it is about Danville? They get all the snow.
I don't know. Maybe that's where Vince DiMartino lives. Maybe that's
so
why.
you think you think that Vince just attracts the snow? You think that's what it is?
Hey, I remember going when I was at UK. I remember Lexington being feeling like it was 20 degrees colder than it was in Madisonville. I'm not even kidding. I just remember it being freezing, and it got into the negatives one time, right?
Oh, it definitely got.
They canceled class not because of the snow, because of the temperature.
Multiple years, yeah, we're getting down to the negatives, and I tell you what, I swear on that point, Caden, from the music building to Roselle Hall on the Avenue of Champions, I feel like it's 30 degrees.
Coldest spot on earth.
Yeah, it's 30 degrees colder than anywhere else in that moment. Yeah,
the wind is insane.
I know, and as trumpet players, it's not good, to have the wind blowing in your face, and you have all the chapped lips and everything. So I don't know how we made it, honestly, Caden. I mean, that was a tough road.
Burt's Bees, that's how we made it.
I've got some Burt's Bees in my car right now. I just put it on my way.
I've got Burt's Bees laying around everywhere: my car, in my room, in the bathroom, yeah, everywhere.
My mom says that Danville is close to Lake Harrington, Caden. So maybe that's it. It's the lake effect.
I don't know where Lake Harrington is.
That's where Vince DiMartino's lake house is. So maybe it really is
a big lake.
Vince DiMartino. I mean, it's not like Lake Michigan.
We got lakes over here, and it's not that cold.
Yeah, you got Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley and everything. Do you ever go to the lakes, Caden? What is it? Land between the lakes is what it's called.
That's not that close to. That's not that close to me. That's in closer to Murray, that area.
Oh, okay.
But even in Massimo, there's a few little lakes, like Pee Wee.
It does sound like a little lake.
Yeah,
Pee Wee Lake. Is that what it's called? Okay. Yeah, that does sound small. It's a good name for a small lake. Jilla in here says hello, like the song. Hello, Jilla. Glad you like our song. It's a good one, Caden. I mean, it's still a hit today, even though everybody's heard it a million times. I mean,
won the bracket a year ago, right?
At least
year and a half, 2.
Actually, I think it was episode 10 that we did that bracket. So yeah, it's been at least a year for sure.
Yeah, and I know I've said this, but we had to switch songs because we were gonna have to pay for the first one that we picked.
Yeah, so that's we
didn't think anything could measure up to it, but here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Outdid it. What was the other one called? I mean, obviously we got Guts and Bourbon now, but the other one was called Grace Behind the Curtain. I think it was. That's
the one that made the finals in that bracket.
Yeah, it did. It did make it to the finals. It didn't win. But
I thought you meant our original song. I don't remember what that was called.
Oh, that was down home, Caden. How did you forget down home?
Yeah. Every time I watch that Shade and Sharp video, I get to hear it.
Yeah, we still got it in there. Yeah, it's still alive in some case. But yeah, Grace Behind the Curtain was in the finals. I still feel like we need to find some way to incorporate Grace Behind the Curtain because that was a banger too. Caden. We need to work that in somehow. I don't know how, but maybe. Aphios is talking them cats sweeping the Vols. And Madeline Hodges says how sweep it is. Yeah, I think, Caden, this is only the second time that we've swept Tennessee since 2012, but it is the second time in the past 3 years that we've swept Tennessee. So it's always good beating the Vols multiple times. So I'm not complaining. I'm kind of surprised that we won after, all the injuries and Butler going out in the second half and everything. I didn't get to watch it live, just listen on the radio when I was on the road, but I'm glad we won nonetheless.
Yeah, we pretty much own them at this point. I always say the only good thing Tennessee has going for them is Rick Barnes. It's definitely not their fan base.
No, but definitely not. Definitely not the fan base. No.
I'll see Tennessee fans everywhere, just randomly, anywhere I go. I was in Hawaii this past year waiting on a pizza or something. I'll stand next to a Tennessee fan.
Yeah,
I told him I liked his coach. I didn't have anything else good to say though.
I like your coach, but that's you're, to be specific, your men's basketball coach. Maybe that might be the only. Although I like their women's coach too. She seems like she's doing a good job. She seems like a nice person. But other than that, so maybe Tennessee.
She had big shoes to fill, right?
Yeah,
Pat Summitt.
When you're filling Pat Summitt shoes, I mean, those are big shoes for sure. But Caden, I think she just had a baby. So can you imagine being pregnant and coaching college basketball?
How do you know all this about the Tennessee women's basketball team?
I keep up on my sports, Caden. When you're watching Sports Center, you figure out things, Caden. I'm not an expert.
Sports Center talks about pregnancies.
They didn't talk about pregnancy specifically, but they did. They were interviewing her when she was pregnant, and that was a story. So yeah, I
don't really watch Sports Center, so that explains that. My Sports Center is the group chat.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Which we're slowly changing the name back to something more appropriate, right? Like when we lost 2 or 3 in a row there, we got pretty hard on the team. But as we're winning game by game, we're slowly bringing it back to a more
optimistic state of mind.
Yeah, optimistic. Yeah, I think so. Hopefully, we'll get back to that. Aphios says, "Dang, Caden, you went all the way to Hawaii for a pizza? That's dedication." Okay, Caden likes Hawaiian pizza. He likes that pineapple on pizza, I guess.
I don't think pizza's not the place for fruit.
See, I like pineapple on pizza. I'm a fan. I know that Cody doesn't either. Doesn't like it, and so maybe you and Cody are against it, but I'll make up for it. I'm all for the pineapple on pizza.
Cody's pretty picky when it comes to food.
Yeah, and that's fair. When you're as much of a barbecuer and a professional chef as Cody.
Yeah, when you're like ninth place chicken,
when you're ninth place chicken, yeah, you gotta.
Did you ever see that trophy?
Wait, he got a trophy for ninth place chicken? I don't think
he's got a trophy. He's got a trophy for. I'm gonna have him send it to the group at some point.
Yeah, he needs to send it. Yeah, ninth place chicken.
He's probably got that framed up next to all of his rubs.
He's yeah. Ninth place.
Have you been to his house before?
No, I haven't.
He's literally got a wall of like 20 different dry rubs.
The first time I met Cody was before our level up camp. Remember, I handed him a Buc-ee's brisket sandwich. That's the first time I met him. Was when I gave him that brisket.
Yeah, you couldn't eat it because it would kill you.
Yeah, right? Something like that. Yeah, Who put sesame flour in their brisket? Caden, I think that's a.
I think their pork sandwich is better, honestly.
Yeah, maybe I need to check that.
Less saucy.
Instead. Yeah, but anyway, I hope Cody enjoyed the sandwich, and congratulations again to him on the ninth place chicken. I would like to see that. Would like to see that trophy for sure. I don't have a trophy for ninth place chicken, to be fair. So, Caden, I'd like for you to kick off the episode again, reading the holidays. I think that would be great. That's been a nice little trend we've had going. obviously tomorrow is the big day that everybody talks about, but we don't have to get into that. We're just talking about February 13th, not February 14th right now. So
yeah, we're not talking about 14th at all. We don't have a show on the 14th, so too bad.
Yeah, too bad. Valentine's
all right,
Day.
National Today. This is how you know this is like my first. You're getting my first reaction because I don't even have it pulled up.
Looking at that, but that's when it's the best, when you get our genuine reaction on this show. Genuine reactions only. So
Canada Agriculture Day, February 13th.
Shout
what
out.
is Canada known for as far as agriculture?
Maple syrup. Well, I don't know. Is that
bacon?
Part of agriculture?
Canadian bacon?
Canadian bacon?
It's not part of agriculture. Wait, is it?
We call it ham down here. Is that part of? Is that part of agriculture? I feel like it might be.
What's Canadian the technical definition for agriculture?
I think it probably involves animals in some way.
So like animals or farming?
Farming, yeah, I think so. I think you could probably figure out how to tie maple syrup and Canadian bacon into agriculture, I think. So, yeah, shout out Canada. Let's make it the 51st state.
Well, we might call it part of America by. I mean, we changed the Gulf of Mexico, so.
Yeah, I know. Gulf of America. Let's keep it going.
That's right. Yeah. Let's keep it going. It's Desperation Day. Is there anything you're desperate about right now, Coleman?
Well, no, that's tomorrow. Not today.
Desperate to get married.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd call myself desperate. I mean, I've gone this long.
Yeah. You've come a long way. Yeah.
Get a different name day. If you had to pick a different name, what would it be?
Oh, I like my name. I like, people say, people
you got two first names.
Scott Coleman, on accent, but that's obviously not my name. I'm Coleman Scott. Some people are like, oh, do you go by Cole? I'm like, no, I go by Coleman. So that's my name. So I don't think I would choose a different name, Kate. I'm pretty proud.
Yeah, don't go by. You don't look like a Cole to me.
Thank you, appreciate that.
You look like Coleman.
Yeah, you gotta get the full thing in there.
Not a Cole woman. Coleman.
It's like Severe Wheeler. It's Savir. It's not severe. He was very defensive about that, and I'm very defensive.
Oh, was he?
Coleman.
Did he correct someone?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, multiple times. Yeah, I think on the ESPN broadcast they were getting it wrong a little bit, and he made a big deal out of it. So then they didn't have to say it anymore because he sat on the bench. But yeah.
I promise I'm not making this one up. It is International Condom Day. We can move past that.
Yeah, we can move past that. Yep. That's tomorrow too.
And then speaking of, we don't need Canada.
We don't need Canada's 51st state. Yes. Yeah. Shout out, Claude.
And then we can close with this. It is National Kiss Day, which I guess is preparing for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, why are they putting all
Condom
these?
Day is probably preparing for that too. So
yeah, what are they putting all these the day before? Yeah, I don't like that. You got to put Valentine's Day's got to be something, right? So, well, tomorrow is Valentine's Day or Singles Awareness Day. Whatever you want to say. So, and Caden and I are both single, so we're always sort of looking for, we're not like Kate said, we're not desperate, but we're always sort of looking for, different ideas for pickup lines and things like that. Yeah, I mean, I am. And so what I thought I would do is, in this sort of 21st century that we're in here, is go ahead and ask ChatGPT what are some really corny pickup lines that we can use. So I thought that Caden, we've tried everything else. May as well try ChatGPT, right? So I'm going to read a few of these to you. I'm going to ask you if you like these or not here. So number one, are you French? Because I feel for you.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I like that one. You get the different nationalities in there, and the pun. I like it. Um, do you have a map? Because I keep getting lost in your eyes. So it's not a good one.
I don't
Uh,
know. I don't know if I could get through any of these, like when I was talking to a girl without laughing.
are you a
First,
magician? Because whenever I look at you, everyone else disappears. Uh, do you believe in love at first sight, or should I walk by again? That reminds me of that one video you sent
yeah,
me. The Indian dude. He kept getting everything wrong, and he got rejected. But he was just embracing it. Like a girl would walk by and he'd be like, "Are you French, or should I walk by again?" And they would be like, "What? What are you talking about?" Um,
that dude deserved the number for sure. 'Cause
oh,
he
I
went
like
for it.
I like Claude's got a Kentucky basketball one here. You take my breath away.
Oh wait,
I like it. Hey, Claude, maybe Claude should be giving us some pickup line advice here. Uh, do you have a Band-Aid? Because I just scraped my knee falling for you. Yeah, that one's bad. That one's do you work at Starbucks? Nah, already a bad one. Because I like you a latte.
so bad.
Yeah,
I
these are
I
all
feel like
bad.
we're
Yeah.
playing that game. Have you seen those actors play that game where they're telling each other like awful dad jokes
Oh
and
yeah,
seeing who can laugh first?
I have seen that. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not feeling it with these, Caden. But I feel like if I said any of these to a woman, they'd probably call the police.
It wouldn't
So I
work.
don't think it would work for me. Uh, Claude's got the. Are you a 10? Because you're the only 10 I see. I think it's actually supposed to be the other way around, Claude. I think it's supposed to be, are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see. But that works too. Are you a 10? Because you're Tennessee. um, Drew Franklin, by the way, he always puts out like those KSR Valentines. Have you seen those before?
Yeah. Yeah, they did an
Yeah,
article with all the Valentine's cards.
he did one last year that said, "I long to be with you." Which I thought was pretty good. Um, will you sign a lifetime contract with me? That one was good too. There's a lot of really good ones. So I'm yeah. I like the you take my breath away. I feel like that's probably going to be one that he does. But
For sure.
well, so moving past the Valentine stuff, in international what Desperation Day, whatever whatever it is today, Canadian Agriculture Day. Uh, Caden, we're 2-0 since the last time we were on here, which I feel like is good. And some say we might not be able to do any better than that since the last time we had a show. So you beat South Carolina, which everybody really expected you to beat, right? I mean, they were the worst team in the SEC, but we get the job done, right? We won by what was it, 23 or something like that. So I mean,
Almost. Yeah,
New
South
Orleans,
Carolina. Yeah, we destroyed them.
I think we held them to 50. I think it was 57. So I know they're bad, but I don't really care how bad you are. If you hold a team to 57, like you're doing something right defensively.
Yeah, and
So it was
even
nice.
South Carolina was 10-2, I think, before conference play started. So even they're not a bad team. No one in the SEC is bad.
Well, to be honest, they probably should have won a few games in conference by now. Like they beat, or they almost beat Auburn, right? I mean, they gave Auburn all they wanted, took them right down
Yeah,
to the
most of their
wire.
losses were close.
Yeah, so I mean, I didn't think that we were going to run away with that one necessarily. Like I thought it was going to be a close game, especially the injuries that we've had. But then to go and actually sweep Tennessee, right? And I even think defensively we played much better against Tennessee than we have been playing, right, Caden? Like like I said, I didn't get to see all the game, but I think what I did see, it's we're kind of stepping it up on that end of the floor, which we need to moving into March.
Yeah, it was totally different team against Tennessee on defense than it was against Arkansas. Like we were actually playing physical man-to-man defense. Do we know yet what happened to or when Butler's going to come back?
I have no idea. I haven't heard anything today, but as Madeline points out here, at the 8-minute mark, we lost Butler, yet we made do and beat them by 11 points. Yeah, when Butler went down, I thought we were losing, right? Because Tennessee had already started coming back. We lose our best defender and sort of the glue that holds our team together. So, what was looking pretty doom and gloom, as Morgan Bay would say. But the fact that we were able to pull out the win was great. But I'm going to guess that we won't have Jackson Robinson or Butler against Texas. That's just a guess. Like, I don't know that for sure. And then, of course, Carr is still not 100%.
Yeah, I feel for him in the back issue. I know it's debilitating.
Do you think
for me,
that?
And I'm not a Division I athlete, so
Yeah, imagine like going through this gauntlet of an SEC schedule with that kind of an injury. Like that's got to be.
I've thought about how many NBA players have to have knee and back issues. I cannot imagine playing 82 games with all those injuries.
I'm sure they're in the best shape of anybody on the planet, but still, I don't care how good of shape you're in. If you're playing against athletes of that caliber for like you said, 82 games, like that's crazy. Like
maybe that's why they don't play defense half the time.
Afio says, I cannot be more thrilled for the Kentucky boys, Perry and Noah, especially the Mountain Mamba. Yeah, Caden, have you seen this nickname for Trent Noah, Mountain Mamba? I like
Mountain
that.
Mamba. I like it too. I texted Corey Price towards the end of the game, and I feel like an idiot, but I was like, when's the last time we had two Kentucky boys combined for 15? And he said, you forgot about Reed Shepherd pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's very.
He said
true.
Reed had 7 threes one game, so guess I think Perry and Noah had 5 combined, so I guess that stat went out the window.
There's another nickname for Trent Noah that I think Pope's come up with, the Holler Baller, which I like that one too. But I think I like Mountain Mamba better. I think that's the best selection there. But are there
any Lyon County nicknames for Perry?
That's what I've been trying to think.
They're pretty close to the lakes, right?
Yeah, you could call him Pee Wee Perry, right? Like that.
I don't know. He's not that close to Pee Wee. He's a couple hours from Pee Wee.
That's okay. We can stretch it. I feel like that'd be good. We got
Paulette Holmes in the comments.
Paulette Holmes, and here we got my family and Caden's family down in the comments. Shout out. Maybe she could help us think of a nickname for Travis Perry. Yeah, I know. Travis Perry just needs one now because we got Mountain Mamba. I feel like we need to get Travis going. But Clyde prefers Mountain Mamba, for the record, he says there. But yeah, man, like I feel encouraged, oddly, even though we're all as beat up as we are. Like I'm feeling encouraged moving forward because like we're only going to get healthier, right? We're knock on wood, but we're only going to get healthier moving forward because like if you bench Lamont and Jackson Robinson this weekend, and you can get healthy going into like these road games against Alabama and coming home and playing Auburn, like I feel like we're going to be in a pretty good spot. Like, because you can beat, I mean, it's not ideal, but you can beat Texas and Vanderbilt without Butler. I really think you can. Like if you play any sort of defense, right, and then you can get Brea going, I feel like we could still pull out those games. What do you think?
I agree, but we gotta play at Alabama still. We play Auburn at home.
Yeah,
To me, Butler is just the difference in us making the second or third round or Final Four contender.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think this next stretch of games here, like, you're at a good enough point with your record that you can feel okay about, even if Lamont technically could play, like, you can feel good about benching him, right? And even if you drop a game or two in this next stretch, like, it's not going to kill you in seeding, right? Like, I sound like Cal, but all that matters is March. So if you can get healthy and just get through this next stretch of games, I feel good about our chances about making a run in March. But
Yeah, I agree. And Perry actually had a pretty decent game against Tennessee. I mean, he
yeah, I
drove the
mean,
ball one play and hit like a little floater kind of thing. I
yeah,
didn't expect it. He's doing that against Tennessee. So this kid's probably good for him too. Really good experience, him getting to do this. I hope every time Butler comes in, it's not going to be him trying not to get hurt. It's my concern.
that's what I'm saying. I'm fine with with how these Kentucky boys are playing right now and everything. I'm fine. Let's bench Butler for the next 2 or 3 games. I don't care. Like, let's get him healthy for the tournament. Like, at this point, that's all I care about, really. So looking ahead, you got 7 games left, right? You play at Texas this weekend. Then you play Vanderbilt at home. I feel like you can win even if you don't have everybody healthy. You can win those 2 games. Like I said, now at Alabama is going to be difficult to win if not everybody's healthy. It's going to be difficult to win even if everybody is healthy, though, Caden. So, like, I feel like if you could just kind of write that one. I mean, it'd be great if we win, but, like, I don't know that we're winning that game anyway, even if we do have everybody healthy. Then you got at Oklahoma. Then you come home and play Auburn and LSU. And then you play at Missouri. So I feel like you can get Texas, Vanderbilt, and LSU. I feel like those are pretty winnable games. And even at Oklahoma, I feel like it is a winnable game. The tough ones are going to be Auburn at home, at Alabama, and at Missouri. Missouri's a lot better than we anticipated them being this year. What do you see our record being in this last stretch of games? If we just kind of go in order here, at Texas this weekend, like, let's assume that both Robinson and Butler are out this weekend. Do you feel like we can win?
I think without Butler, I could see us dropping that one and then coming home and beating Vandy, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think you can win both of those games if you're not completely healthy. But I feel like it's more likely that we go 1-1 in that stretch. And if I'm choosing, I would say that we lose to Texas, and we beat Vandy at home.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah, especially having already lost to Vandy once, and it being at home. I feel like Pope's going to be able to draw up a good game plan for Vandy. So, yeah, I think we go 1-1 that in that stretch. But Caden, then we got to play at Alabama. I feel like that's going to be tough to win there. Even
you think he'll try to bring him back for that game? I mean, that's in 9 days from now.
I mean, like, initially I was thinking yes, and he still might, but I almost don't want him to. Like, if he's not 100%, I almost just want him to stay on the bench and, like, not
It'd
get
suck
hurt.
if he played, got hurt, and we still lost. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but I think no matter what, I'm going loss there.
I'm going loss.
At Oklahoma, weirdly, I mean, Oklahoma's bad. I know that's the road game, but weirdly, I think we actually beat Oklahoma, and then we come home and beat Auburn. It just feels like Auburn is a game that we would win this year. Like, this team, with the ups and the downs that they've had, I feel like Auburn's a game that we win this year. Oddly,
Yeah, I'm assuming Butler will probably be back by that game, so I'm gonna say
Yeah.
win there. If he's not, that's another loss, in my opinion.
I think by March,
Probably because they're number one.
yeah, I mean that's fair. I think Auburn. You're right. I think like we have Butler back by then. I think Pope will want to have everybody like all hands on deck by the start of March. Um. So yeah,
And hopefully we don't get
Smashed!
yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Uh, LSU, they're awful this year. So I feel like we win that one. I feel like we probably drop the game at Missouri. What do you think? Those couple games.
we'll beat LSU at home. Yeah, I'm gonna say
It's tough with Missouri. It's kind of a toss up, but I can see it going either way.
yeah, it's gonna be senior night for them too, and they're gonna be hyped up.
I almost want us to
They're having
lose
a
that
good
game.
season, 18-6, 7-4 conference. Yeah, I think
Almost
we'll lose that.
like I almost want us to lose though. Like going into the tournament, it's almost good to drop one. I hate saying that, but like it's true though. I mean, people forget that the 2012 national championship team lost to Vanderbilt in the SEC tournament, right? Like, I mean, it's going to be hard to beat Missouri, win the SEC tournament, and then go on a Final Four run. I think that's going to be a long stretch of. It's going to be a tall task, So I wouldn't mind losing one of those March regular season games before hitting postseason play. So
what we're saying is we're probably going to lose 2 to 3 more road games the rest of our season.
I
take care of business at home.
And honestly, and with this schedule and the injuries that we've had, I don't think that's bad. I honestly feel like that's a decent season.
What is it, like 7-2 against top 10 or top 15, whatever it is?
I mean, we have more, top 15 wins than anybody in the country. So, I mean,
we're a hard team to seed because what do you could base off of that, or you base it off of losing to Arkansas?
We also have some bad losses, but remember, Alabama wasn't one. Nate Oates, his post game was like, "Yeah, it's not going to be a bad loss for these guys."
That was so arrogant.
I know, but I kind of like Nate Oates, and so I like Buzz Williams. I like Nate Oates. I like Rick Barnes, as we've already established. I even like Chris Beard. There's not many SEC coaches that I don't
Rick
like.
Barnes step above any of those dudes. My book.
Oh yeah, no, I listen. I love Rick Barnes. I don't have a problem with Rick Barnes. It's like, did you see the Kenny Payne meme I posted of him and the Indiana
were you making fun of me?
No, it's Kenny Payne and an Indiana pullover, and it says Kindiana because they've announced that they're going to fire Mike Woodson, or that he's going to step away at the end of the year. So you got to go after Kenny Payne, right? And some people are taking me literally and saying like, Kenny's not going to get hired at Indiana.
Yeah, a bunch of rags.
Yeah. So
Madeline says 4 seed.
I could see it. I mean, that's a good guess.
That's what we're at right now, right?
Yeah, I think in Lenardi's predictions. What do you think? What do you think is like the best seed that we can possibly get?
If we win out,
or we're not winning now.
Said if. Big if. If we win out, the top 3 seed maybe.
Like okay. Yeah.
Which would be 9th in the country. Or maybe a low 2 if we win out.
If we were to win out and win the SEC tournament, I would hope that we would be at least at 2.
Oh, if we win the SEC tournament as well.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the last game doesn't really count because that's Selection Sunday. So
yeah,
if we won out and made the semifinals, we'd be a definite 2.
If we won out in regular season, will we get a double bye in the tournament? or
In
would
the
it just
SEC
be
tournament?
or would it just be a single bye,
Well, I think
like
I
us
saw
on
that
Valentine's Day?
if we go 4-3, then we're like the 7th or 8th
Okay.
SEC team. But if we won out, it could be a double bye. I don't know for
Well,
sure.
yeah, if it's a double, I mean, honestly, it'd almost be better to not have a double bye, like to get more quality wins on your resume, right? Like if you get that one more win, because we all know that as the only conference championship that's on Sunday, the SEC championship doesn't matter unless you're only getting
You
in
sound like
by
Cal.
automatic bid. Well, I mean, the championship doesn't matter. I do think the SEC tournament matters. And I think that, well, I guess the championship does matter to fans. It just doesn't matter in the seating for the
Isn't that
NCAA.
crazy? We're talking about how we might be a 4 seed and we'll probably be the 7th or 8th ranked team in the SEC tournament.
Yeah, I mean
That's wild.
it's very
Usually that's
likely.
a definite double bye in your conference tournament if you're a top 4 NCAA seed. It's crazy.
Yeah, but did you see there's going to be probably 14 SEC teams in the tournament this year?
At least 13, maybe
Yep.
14. I saw that.
Yep, 14. So that's
That's Georgia, even Vandy, right? And maybe
I think
Arkansas.
Well, I think it's going to be everybody but
South Carolina.
South Carolina and Arkansas is, I think, I think if
even Arkansas's bubble team right now.
Are they? Well, I mean, I think
how are they doing? Do they just lose?
I think they did. Yeah, but Big Z has been going off lately. Have you seen his mustache?
He's got a mustache now.
He's getting a little stash going on. I think that's helping him. Yeah, he's making it rain against Alabama the other night.
Well, he did to us too.
I know.
They just beat LSU and they barely lost to Alabama. They beat Texas.
Well, oh yeah, no, I saw that they beat Texas. So
their next 2 games, they got to go at Texas A&M and at Auburn. If they win those, I mean, they could be in the tournament.
If they beat Auburn, that might be what does it. But I don't think they're going to beat Auburn. Afio says we do play Auburn at home, don't we? That's difficult for sure. Yeah, we do play Auburn at home, which is another reason I think we might get that one. It would just be another aspect of this weird year of beating only good teams and losing to bad teams. So I think that'd be part of it for sure.
Hey, Auburn lost to Duke though.
They did,
and they lost to Florida. Yep.
Oh, that's right. Did Florida beat Mississippi State, by the way, on Tuesday night? I don't know the answer to that question, though.
Yes. 81-68.
Man, Mississippi State was playing really, really well to start the year, but I feel like they've kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit.
They're still ranked.
Well, so is everybody in the SEC, it seems like. Hey, this is a good call here. Claude Harris says, I think Chris Beard goes to Indiana. Yeah, I could see it. I mean, he's a Bobby Knight disciple, Caden, so I could definitely see it.
Was he the assistant to Bobby Knight at some point?
I think he worked under Bobby Knight or with Bobby Knight, yeah, at some point. So yeah, I could see it for sure. So well, Caden, another thing that I've just been thinking of, Matt Jones talked about this actually, just about how he feels like, especially with the Trent Noah and Travis Perry stuff, like that feeling of being a kid in Kentucky in your driveway, like dreaming of playing for Kentucky. It's kind of back now that we have these Kentucky kids on the team, and it kind of went away there for a little bit in the Cal era, like it or not. But I felt that way when I was a kid, growing up watching like Patrick Sparks and like all these guys,
Rondo, Randolph Morris.
Yeah, like watching all them,
Ramel Smooth.
Yeah, Smooth, which he's in agriculture, by the way. Shout out.
We ask him what Canada Agriculture Day means.
Yeah, he might know. I don't know if he's Canadian, but he's definitely in agriculture. But
He's a rapper
it's
too.
he is. It's kind of coming back, a little bit. And so I was just thinking of like being a kid, right, and having all these interactions with Kentucky players, and everything growing up. And honestly, we talked about some of these before on the show, but Caden, I thought we'd mention just maybe some interactions that we've had with Kentucky players that have been memorable. I don't know if you've shared the one of you at Tally-Ho on the show before, but I keep meaning to bring that up. I feel like that's a good one. You at Tally-Ho with the you and Connor and the Harrison twins. I think that's a good story. I think you should tell that.
Yeah, it was a Friday night, either Friday or Saturday night, probably midnight. We decided to go to Tally-Ho just because that's what everyone does. And I remember waiting on my food, standing next to Connor, and the Harrison twins walk in. And Connor is not shy at all at that point in life, and he was just like, "Hey, Aaron," and then he pointed to him. He's like, "Come here." So Aaron Harrison walks over, and Connor shakes his hand and says, "I just want to let you know I like what you're doing for the university."
What was?
And then Aaron said, "Thanks, man." That he walked away.
Did he say that with a straight, like, well, I know Connor said it with a straight face, but did Aaron Harrison have Aaron have a straight face? He did.
Everyone had a straight face. And I was there, I was like standing in between them, and I like couldn't believe what I was watching.
I don't think I'd be able to have a straight face. You had a straight face too?
Until he walked away, and I started laughing.
I like what you're doing for the university.
Connor's dead serious.
We've both had multiple interactions with Perry Stevenson, which has been nice. I saw Perry eating some chicken wings at Winchell's one time, and I went up and said, "Hey, Perry, you were my coach at Calipari camp." And he's like, "Oh yeah, what's up, man?" and I told him I majored in music. He said, "Oh, everybody likes music."
So valid reaction.
You haven't heard this kind of music, Perry.
Yeah, he wouldn't like that kind of music.
I don't think he would like it. But he had on a Superman shirt at Winchell's. Yeah, that was
S for Stevenson.
S for Stevenson. Yeah, Super Stevenson. Then Quade Green, I had a class with him one time, and he dropped his apple juice, and I picked it up, and he said, "Appreciate you." I said, "Absolutely." So I think we're pretty much best friends now. We were supposed to be in a group project together, but he never came to class. So I told my professor, I was like, "Hey, how come everybody else has 3 people are in their group, but I only have 2?" And he said, "Well, because Quade Green's supposed to be your third."
You said that makes more sense.
I was like, "Okay, yes, sir." Yeah, I mean, Quade, and then I've had multiple interactions with Tyler Eulis. When I was at UK, but even when I was a kid, did you ever meet Patrick Sparks, Caden? Did you ever get to like?
Mm-mm.
I sort of met him one time. Well, I mean,
he's supposedly back in Western Kentucky.
That's what
pretty
I've
close
heard.
to me, but I haven't met him.
He autographed something for me. And in that moment, like I wanted to like give him a hug or something because I was like, "It's Patrick Sparks," but I didn't give him a hug. But
he was my favorite player of all time when I was like 10 years old.
Why do you think that is? Because he's still my favorite player of all time. Do you think it's just because like we could relate to him as white guys that can shoot, or like
exactly? What and he was from Muhlenberg County, which was 30 minutes away from where I'm from. So
yeah.
I don't know, all of that together. And then he like would go in and he'd be so clutch. Like those free throws against Louisville, and then obviously the shot against Michigan State.
Yeah.
He did that under the legs pass on the fast break.
You
remember that?
Who was that?
I have no clue, but it was awesome.
I don't think I remember that. Man.
Yeah, he did that under the legs pass. I was like playing an ABA at that point. I told my dad, I was like, I'm gonna do that Patrick Sparks under the legs pass in this game on Saturday. And Dad's like, yeah, I don't know if I'd do that if I were you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a good idea.
I'd
Did
get
it work?
benched.
Did
I
you
was
try
usually
it?
benched anyways, but no, I didn't try it.
Oh,
I probably
okay.
played like 3 minutes that game. You know, they play the coach's sons.
That was probably wise. Yeah. But hey, Nina Lawson says, "Love that state of Kentucky." Yep. Don't we all? Okay, and that's why we're talking Kentucky. We all love the state of Kentucky. That's a nice mug you got there, by the way, too. What's that
Coffee
got on
mug.
it? Yeah, but
Coffee.
you're drinking tea out of it though.
Got some tea glasses too, I think. Tea mugs.
Hey, Afio says, talking Kentucky, did you all ever get my email? Have we gotten Afio's email? I know last time Afio asked how to purchase things from us, and we were like, I don't know. How do you do that?
I'm looking. I never got notified, but
Hey,
maybe it's not set to notify us. Here, let me go to Talkin Kentucky.
well, hey, if Afio, if you send an email, we'll figure out how to get. I was thinking about that earlier today. Like, I wonder if Afio actually emailed
Oh, I
us.
got it.
Okay. All right. Is it
His name's Alex.
Oh, his name's Alex. Okay,
That
so
makes
Alex,
sense. I guess that's what the A stands for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you never know unless you see the full name. So, can you read it live on the air, or is it a bit private?
No, it's not private like that note was.
Oh, okay. So it's not like isn't like a national, desperation day kind of note or anything. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, he's just checking in, and he wears a lot of hats. He says.
Okay, yeah.
He looked at our website. Let us know what you thought about our website, AFIO.
Yeah, it's top notch.
Yeah, he wants to see if that house is there. That house. I need a house too. He wants to see if that hat was still available.
Oh yeah, we got a hat. Yeah, we can. Yeah, it's actually in Starkville, Mississippi right now. But yeah, we'll have the bulldog autograph it, send it your way. But yeah, we can make that happen. AFIO. So yeah, this is a good opportunity to thank our sponsor, didDukeWin.com. So shout out. Yeah.
Any reason? Or just because?
Yeah, just just because I feel like
making fun of Duke.
Our merchandise, is our sponsor, basically, because we don't have any sponsors. So I thought I'd throw up didDukeWin.com, which is we say is our sponsor, even though they're not. But don't tell anybody.
I'm trying to see if they actually won. Oh, they lost to Clemson too.
Oh, well, there you go. didDukeWin.com. Hasn't Cooper Flag fallen down like the past 3 games? I've seen that he's like slipped and fallen at the end.
Well, that comes with the territory. Usually it's flopping, but
or tripping.
Or tripping others.
Yeah, what was the kid's name that did that?
Grayson Allen.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They had them, and then back in the day, they had the dude that stomped on us. I'm not going to say his name on the air.
Yeah, Duke had the trippers, Louisville had the strippers, and North Carolina had the class skippers.
So Kansas had Snoop.
That's which doesn't rhyme, but that's okay. Yeah, you book Snoop, you get Snoop. Well, hey, nobody's called yet because we haven't opened the phone lines. Unlike last week, we had like 4 calls before we even opened the phones, but now we will actually open the phones. So 502-234-1504. Let us know, of any ways that you might celebrate Valentine's Day. If you celebrate that, if you're like me and Caden, you don't.
I don't believe in Valentine's Day.
That's fair. Hey, speaking of notes on cars, are you a parking ticket? Because you've got fine written all over you.
I'm getting a little better.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Are you a loan from a bank? Because you have my interest at an extremely high rate.
Yeah, that's trying too hard.
Uh, are are you a beaver? Because damn. I like that one. I think that one's good.
Yeah, it's a keeper.
Do you
Oh,
have a
Clyde Harris,
son?
breaking news. North Carolina's bad this year.
Yeah, I've
So
noticed. Yeah, they are bad. Yeah, they are. That's good. Hey, you're on with Talking Kentucky. Who's this?
It's me, Clyde.
Hey, North Carolina's bad this year, Clyde.
They are bad this year. They're poop juice.
yeah, but
Yeah,
they got the college game
They
day
are
crew
bad.
though.
I mean, they are bad.
Yeah,
And
but
I mean, they are bad.
they got college game day over us though.
We didn't
played
deserve it because we
Arkansas.
lost to Arkansas.
Yeah, and that was pretty. Well, actually, it was Duke that got college game day over us because there was at Duke. But yeah, that was
Fair.
pretty stupid, honestly. And they blew them out. Like Duke blew them from start to finish. Like they blew them out. It was awful. I watched that game while I was at the KS Bar and Grill, and I was like, "Oh boy, this is bad."
It was, but well, what you
Yeah.
got for us, man?
No, I'm just really excited about the way we was able to come back against Tennessee with the final 8 minutes. Like I was with you, I was like Butler went down. I'm like, oh, now we're gonna lose because Tennessee's starting to get hot, and our best defenders went down. So who's gonna guard Sigler? Like who's gonna guard this? Who's gonna guard that? Like I was starting to get mad because, like we said, Tennessee was going on a little run. But what brought us back in that game was Ainsley's and one. That brought us back into the game. That's the reason. Well, one of the reasons why we won that game is he got that and one, which nobody expected that to even happen because Ainsley never does that anyways. And
man,
so,
well, I didn't expect it, but I honestly think Ainsley's one of my favorite players from this year. So.
We all know he's Matt Jones's favorite player.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, I actually messaged Mario the other night, and I was like, "Hey, Matt's been trying to tell you about Ainsley." So, yeah, but
hey, it's all about
Owe. It is all about Owe. But Clyde, well, how are you feeling about the rest of the year? Do you think that we can, even if we don't have Butler and Robinson for these next couple games, you still think we can win?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think we can win. I mean, like I said, I definitely think we'll definitely get payback against Vanderbilt at home. And I definitely think, Texas has just been struggling all here. I feel like we can go down there and win. I mean, I feel like that, I think we have the shooters to do it. And I feel like we're just a better overall team than they are. And I know we'll be a little shorthanded, but, we got a team full of shooters, and except for Amari, he can't shoot, but he can run point. And
I don't know about that, but yeah.
I mean, Amari actually he's not that bad at it. Like he cracks me up every time he comes up the court with the ball. I just laugh. And the way he tries to bend down and try to dribble, I'm like, "What are you doing? Just pass the ball!" Like he cracks me up every time he does that. Like. I don't know. It just cracks me up, but it actually works, which is shocking.
Yeah, because the defenders are also centers and can't guard the ball to save their life.
He's cleaned up a lot of mistakes that he did earlier this year. I could tell he's making better decisions as a basketball player later on, and in the SEC play, he's learned from some of his mistakes.
Well, I will say this, I think Amari has gotten a lot better. This year, like he might be our most improved player over the course of the year. I'll say that, and hopefully he keeps getting better too, because I think we need him to really make a run in March. But
yeah, I felt
well, Claude, do you have Do you have a score
Yeah.
prediction for Saturday before we let you go?
Yes, and I'll get my MVP, but I'll give my score prediction first. So I got us winning. I'm going to say, well, this is my first score prediction of the game. I haven't made a prediction at all yet. So I'm going to go with, I think we'll win by 8.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with, ooh, um, I want to say 78-70. I would have,
Okay.
or 88-80. Either one of those, I'll give it. And then my MVP, got to go with Kobe Bryant. I say Kobe Bryant will. I feel like he's going to have a hot game for some reason. I feel like he's just going to go down there and shoot the heck out of the ball. I don't know. I just feel
Yeah.
like he's going to just light it up. I just had that weird feeling that he'll light it up and make like 5 threes or something. So I'm going to go with Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, I think Kobe needs to have a solid game for us to win, especially if we don't have Robinson.
Yeah,
I mean, he's going to have to. So
well, he played a good game last game too. I mean, he hit those 2 plus threes, and had that pass to Owe, and I mean, he really came up clutch towards the end of the game. I mean, his long threes and that pass to Owe was really, he stepped up real big, especially when Butler went out.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, all right, man. Thanks for calling in, and go Cats as always.
Cats by 90.
Cats by 90. Yeah, I mean, I did want to talk about Owe for a second, Caden. You mentioned him. He has scored in double figures
every game.
Every single game. Which is Reeves almost did that. There was just one game.
Was it double figures or was it 15?
It
might have been 15 or over.
15. Yeah, it might have been. For Reeves, it was double figures. But yeah, for Owe, it might be 15. It's definitely at least double figures, though, every single game, which in and of itself is crazy. But
he's just solid.
Caden is undefeated at identifying our best player from the first game. Like, he did it with Reeves, and then
it's the first time they touched the ball.
Yeah, well, you did it this year
you can just tell.
Owe. Like, you're like, yeah, Owe's a beast. And nobody had him being our best player other than you, I don't think. Like, coming into the year, everybody's like, it's going to be Jackson Robinson. And, he's turned out to be, really solid for us, especially the back half of the year. But I mean, Caden, you called it with Otega Owe.
Well, he just gave us the physicality we needed. A dude that can. What would we do without him, honestly? Because we got, 2 guys that can drive the ball, and he's one of them. And the other one's hurt right now. So,
yeah, I don't know what.
Yeah, it just gives us that physicality on defense and offense that we need. And someone who goes in the lanes, not scared to get beat up. Because that's going to happen in the SEC this year.
Do you have sunburn, or are you always this hot?
That one will get you in jail.
That one will.
Or slapped.
Do you like raisins? How about a date? Is your name Google? Because you are everything I've been searching for. And way too many ads. Yeah, I don't. These are bad.
Well, there are too many ads these days. They got that right.
Yeah, they get that part right. Well,
I don't like going on KSR. Speaking of Matt Jones, I don't like going on KSR. Just to go on KSR, you get just like pummeled with ads.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
there are no ads on our website, are
there? There probably are.
Well, I mean, if there are, we didn't pick them.
Yeah, we didn't pick them. Yeah, they're just on there. Yeah. So, oh, hey, somebody's here. So, it's a 931. Is this Madeline? Possibly. Hey, you're on with Talkin Kentucky. Who's this?
This is A. Theo.
Hey, Theo. Hey. you called in. I knew you'd call in one of these days.
First time.
Can't hide forever. But well, man, it's good to hear from you. Thanks for watching the show and just for being a loyal listener as of late.
Absolutely. Y'all are one of my favorite Kentucky programs to watch. Anytime y'all come up, I'm always right there, ready to go.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. We definitely couldn't do it without y'all. So thanks for listening.
Well, I got two questions here, and I'll ask
Number
them,
one,
and I'll
where's
just kind of
my
let
hat?
y'all go at it. The first one, I'm wondering what each of y'all's record predictions for us going forward, just the regular season. What do y'all think that's looking like if we were to have Lamont and
Robinson.
Jackson? Yeah. If both of them are out, if they're out of commission, what's our record looking like? And then the other one, I'm not sure if y'all are too big into recruiting, but what does our kind of standing look like with Nate Mott after sweeping Tennessee? And apparently he's supposedly at both of those games.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll start with that. I mean, I don't have any inside, knowledge or anything, but I have heard he was at both of those games, and I've heard nothing but good things, at least trending for him, recently. So, I know that Pope, has been in close contact with him, especially after the Tennessee wins. So, I'm feeling good vibes, to answer your question, about that. But and looking ahead to next year, we're just talking about Owe. We're gonna have Owe back. We're gonna have these Kentucky kids back. Kirk Carissa might medical redshirt, so he might be back. And then we obviously have the talent coming in with Malachi Moreno and Jasper Johnson and some of these other guys coming in. So it's looking like we already have a really, really solid team coming in next year. And then I'm sure Pope's going to hit the transfer portal pretty hard too. So I'm feeling even more solid about this, the roster next year, than I even ended up feeling this year. But you might not be able to hear Caden. You might just be able to hear me, so I'll translate for Caden. But Caden, what are we? What's our record right now? Do we have? Is it 7 losses that we got right now, or maybe Theo? What's our record right now?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, 17-7.
17-7. So there's 31 games, right? I think so. So yeah, 17-7. I think we probably drop Texas this weekend. I think we beat Vanderbilt. So I think probably the only games that we lose the rest of the year are at Texas, at Alabama, and at Missouri. I think were my 3. So I think we'll finish with 10 losses. But Caden, what are you locking into?
Yeah, same thing. Just like we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
three more losses.
Caden's going 3 more losses as well. And yeah, for me, I think it's those three road losses at Texas, at Alabama, and at Missouri. So that's our answers. But what do you think? What's the rest of the year looking like for you?
It's so hard to say with how up and down the team's been, especially with the injuries. That's obviously the main hindrance that's happened. If I was to say without having Jackson and Lamont, I think we probably take, I would say, at least 4 to 5 losses coming up.
Yeah.
Just because the team, it's got some kinks to work out without Lamont. And then if you take Jackson out as well, it's it completely changes the dynamic of how they operate.
It does, yeah. Especially not having Butler in there. I mean, we've seen how that completely changes our offensive sort of continuity. But
I was assuming he came back
hope,
for Auburn. That's what played into my answer. With him out, I agree with AFIA. 4 or 5 losses.
Yeah, I think our kind of predictions are assuming that he comes back, for those end of the regular season, like March games, like starting with Auburn. So, but if he's out until the tournament, yeah, we could definitely see 4 or 5 losses. So,
which that honestly might be the most beneficial thing, as long as they're ready for March.
Yep, that's all that matters is March, right? We sound kind of like Cal, but I mean it's true though, honestly. But well, man, thanks for calling in, and thanks for listening, and we hope you keep calling in.
Absolutely, I appreciate y'all taking my call, and y'all have a good one.
All right, go Cats.
Go Cats.
How about that, Caden? We're getting new callers all the time.
That's right. Yeah, if we lose 3 more, I think we'll have probably a 4-5 seed. But if we lose 4 or 5, maybe even 6, in that 6 to 8 range.
We'll do a last call for calls here, 502-234-1504. Give us a shout if you so desire. Claude says we ain't going 19-12.
That's like a 2008 Kentucky record. But that they didn't have to play in this conference.
Yeah, no, that even those early Cal teams didn't. Speaking of retro Kentucky, did you hear Billy Gillespie's kind of getting forced out of Tarleton? So this might be sort of the end of his coaching career, more than likely, at least head coaching career. But I got to say, Caden, I have some fond memories of Billy Gillespie. I don't have a problem with Billy Gillespie. I
met Billy Gillespie once.
Oh, I don't think I ever. Wait, no, I did meet him once, but I didn't talk to him for very long or anything. I just really grabbed a picture. But Caden, I don't have a problem with Billy Gillespie. I have some fond memories. What do you think?
I don't have a problem with him either. He did say this isn't the University of Jody Meeks, which rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But
he's raised right though. It's not the University of Jody Meeks, and that's a really bad question. He said,
he's right, but Jody Meeks was like going off for. Was that the Tennessee game?
Ole Miss.
What game was it? Ole Miss. He still scored probably 40 that game.
Well, it's when he scored 54 was against Tennessee.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was the same game. I couldn't remember.
But it was Ole Miss that he said this isn't the University of Jody Meeks. Yeah. So, and it's not. What
do you think Meeks thought about that?
He probably
he's probably thinking, "Do you want me to score 50 or not?"
Yeah. So you don't want me to drop 54 on people? But no, I have some fond memories. I think he got a bad rap. Honestly, I think he was a much better basketball mind than he got credit for.
Yeah, but we'll never know. We'll never know why he had Perry Stevenson block that free throw.
He was like, Perry, block it.
That's kind of like it's like a conspiracy theory. Like we'll just never know.
Perry was like, what do you think was going through Perry Stevenson's mind in that moment?
It looked like he was like, really?
Like, all right, bro.
Okay.
Yes.
It's kind of like the President's Book of Secrets. This belongs in there because we just will never know.
Yeah, like it's in Area 51 or something like that. Clyde says, Coleman, we were beating Texas. Okay, Clyde. Well, okay. Clyde's manifesting it. So, that's a good place to end the show. Clyde saying, Coleman, we are beating Texas. I'll take Clyde. I'll take your word for it.
Hopefully he can say he told us so.
What do we name this episode, Caden? Is this talking beaver? Because damn.
It's not talking condom.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Don't
Let's
want to
avoid
Google that.
one. Talking desperation. Yeah, don't Google that. Talking Jody Meeks. Clyde grew up wanting to be Jody Meeks, he said. Talking North Carolina's bad this year. Could be talking email. Talking desperation. Talking agriculture.
Well, it could have been desperation whenever we knew we had to beat South Carolina last week.
It could have been. I like
talking
agriculture. Talking no, because then people think we're talking about the Aggies, Texas A&M.
That's short. Is that what ag is short for?
Yeah,
Ags? I guess
yeah,
so.
the Ags. Yeah, talking to Ags.
I'm fine talking agriculture.
Yeah, yeah. There we go. All right, that's a sentence that is said on every sports podcast. I'm fine with talking agriculture. Well, thank you, folks, very much for listening. We appreciate it as always. Go follow us on all the things: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, and keep watching us. Tell your friends. Keep coming back because like I said, can't do it without you. And Danny Morris, he's always out there listening, Caden. He always gets the Go Cats in at the very end. So thanks, shout out Danny. Thanks for listening. But for Coleman Scott, for Caden Holmes, and for agriculture, this has been episode number 121 of Talking Kentucky. Thank you, folks, very much, and we'll see you next time. Go Cats.